Hey, good morning. And right now we're off to a clear start with temperatures down into the 60s to 70s across the valley. So, feeling pretty good here on this Wednesday morning. You'll notice that we're down to 66 in Chandler. It's 67 in Glendale. And surprise, you're checking in the upper 60s too at 68 degrees. Also in the 60s in Anthem. Meanwhile, our foothills holding on to those higher temperatures for now in the mid 70s in Fountain Hills and Deer Valley, checking in right at 76 degrees. Phoenix Sky Harbor officially in the mid 70s too, but it's 74, and that means we're going to go a little lower here as we approach sunrise, which is not until after 6:20, and that's likely going to be our lowest point in the day, or the coolest point in the day, I should say, our lowest temperature in the day. And I think we're going to bottom out in the low 70s here this morning before we start to warm for the day. Up to our north, already down to freezing in Window Rock. We're 32 degrees there. It's 33 degrees right now at the Grand Canyon, just above that freezing mark. 37 in Flagstaff, upper 50s right now in Payson and Kingman. You're checking in the mid 50s. So as you plan your Wednesday, know that temperatures today will be climbing back into the hundreds this afternoon, but it's just going to take us a little bit longer to get there, a little bit longer, not too much longer, but a little longer to get in those triple digits. So for example, we'll be in the mid 70s through 8 a.m., still in the 80s and mid 80s through 10 o'clock. I think we're still going to be in the 80s even through that 11 o'clock hour today before we warm into those 90s. 94 our temperature by noon, 99 by 2 o'clock, and then we're into the hundreds for just a few hours after that, with Phoenix topping out at 103 degrees today, and that's 1 degree lower than where our high temperature ended up yesterday. But just like yesterday, that's also going to put us just 1 degree shy of today's record high temperature. So the record stands at 100 on this date back in 1991. So it's going to be really close to that record. Again, I'm forecasting 103, which puts us about 11 degrees above the normal high for this time of year and just below that record high temperature. Our 30-year average is 92 degrees, and as you're going to see, those temperatures around the valley are running about 10 degrees above the normal high for this time of year still. So another day in the triple digits in the valley and in central and western Arizona. Meanwhile, high temperatures up north, not as warm as they've been. Looks like today Flagstaff will stay in the upper 70s, upper 80s today in Payson, and 85 in Prescott. This is kind of just the beginning of what's going to be a gradual cool down, a bigger cool down in time for the weekend as we track a storm system moving into the Pacific Northwest and eventually across our region. That's what's going to bring some stronger winds our way and a cool down that we are all looking forward to. We'll go from a high of 103 today down to 94 by Saturday and just 90 degrees on Sunday. What you're not seeing on that 7-day anymore are those 80s. It doesn't look like we're going to go that low at this point, but either way, temperatures near normal as we head into the next week, and those mornings will be down into the 60s.